Hey everyone, I'm going to connect the mediator characteristics described in our textbook with Christopher Honeyman's 1988 study on mediation skills. And then I'm going to show how Robert Baruch Bush later cited and expanded on Honeyman's work. Together, these sources give us a fuller picture of what quality in mediation really means. Our textbook highlights several core characteristics of effective mediators. This includes neutrality, respect, and the ability to listen without interrupting or judging. Mediators also need strong questioning skills to uncover underlying interests and a solid reputation for fairness and a commitment to confidentiality. The book also notes that effective mediators manage the process well and often bring qualities like patience, humor, and subject matter knowledge. These ideas set the stage for Honeyman's deeper analysis. Honeyman's 1988 article digs into what mediators actually do in real cases. He studied 5 mediators with very different styles, from the stoic to the bulldozer, and he found that despite their differences, they all relied on the same 5 skill elements: investigation, empathy, persuasion, invention, and distraction. These elements map surprisingly well onto the textbook's list. For example, investigation aligns with effective questioning, and empathy is emphasized in both sources. When comparing the textbook to Honeyman's findings, we see that the textbook gives us the what, the qualities mediators should have, while Honeyman gives us the how. His 5 elements show the behaviors mediators use to put those qualities into action. For example, the textbook talks about managing tension, and Honeyman's distraction element shows exactly how mediators do that in practice. Bush's article from 1989 cites Honeyman, but he uses him in a broader way. Bush argues that the field struggles to define what quality in dispute resolution even means. Honeyman's 5-element model became an example of a practical skill-based approach. Bush then expanded the conversation by asking, what goals are these skills supposed to serve? Efficiency, fairness, relationship building. So Bush takes Honeyman's framework and places it inside a much larger philosophical debate. Looking across all 3 sources, what stood out to me is how they each contribute a different layer to understanding mediator effectiveness. The textbook gives us the foundational qualities like neutrality, empathy, questioning, confidentiality, and process skills. These are the traits we expect mediators to have, almost like the professional baseline. Honeyman's article takes the foundation and shows what it looks like in real practice. His 5 elements, investigation, empathy, persuasion, invention, and distraction, reveal that mediation isn't just about having the right qualities. It's about knowing when and how to use them. And I found it interesting that even mediators with completely different personalities still relied on the same underlying skill set. That tells me that style is flexible, but competence is not. And then Bush adds a 3rd layer by asking a deeper question. What do we actually mean by quality in dispute resolution? He uses Honeyman's work as an example of a skills-based approach, but he also pushes us to think about the values behind those skills. What are we aiming for? Bush's point is that the definition of quality depends on the goals that we prioritize. So for me, the big insight is that mediation is both technical and relational. It requires concrete skills, but it also reflects deeper values about what we think conflict resolution should accomplish. The textbook tells us what mediator needs, Honeyman shows us how they use those tools, and Bush challenges us to think about why these tools matter in the first place. Together, they create a much more complete picture of what it means to be an effective mediator. In closing, the textbook, Honeyman, and Bush each contribute something different to our understanding of mediator effectiveness. Together, they showed that mediation is both a skill set and a value-driven process. Thank you for listening.